We're up to mitzvah 24. This is in Parshas B'Shalach. It is a mitzvah's loisase. It's prohibitive mitzvah number 13 in the Torah, found in Shemois Perek Tezayin Pasuk Chav Tes 16 verse 29. It says, Al yete ish b'mkaymai b'yom hashvi. No man can go out of his place. It refers to anybody, not just men. But no man can leave his place on the seventh day. Now, different groups over the years who only kept the Torah based on the exact wording in the Torah felt they couldn't leave their spot. So they wouldn't even leave. It became a very difficult mitzvah, very difficult to keep the Torah according to the exact wording of the Torah. Couldn't leave your spot. You stood here, that's it. You couldn't leave the spot. You went to the bathroom, you had to go to that spot. No, that's not what it means. Chazal learned, the rabbis learned, that it's forbidden to walk beyond a certain boundary. Mimkaimai, his place, we give a certain normal amount. Now if you're in a city, you can walk around the city. But it means you can't leave your place, your domain, which includes that city, more than, as we put it, it's called Tchum Shabbos. Tchum means the boundary, the limit, the boundary, which is according to the Torah exactly, it's 12 mil, approximately 24,000 amos, which is approximately, would be approximately, how many? Approximately.
Without.
Approximately 12 would be about, approximately, this doesn't really, so let's think how much it will be.
It says 0.625 miles.
Yeah, that's for the distance when you're talking about 1 mil. I mean, that's what the rabbis added. They made it even more close to boundary. However, 12 mil is approximately, maybe a little bit, It would be about,
I remember learning about something.
It's about 11, should be how many? About 11 miles? No. It's probably about, it's about 8 miles. It's about 8 miles, okay? Because it's roughly about 2/3, each one, 2,000 amas is approximately 2/3 of a mile, okay? So Chazal, the rabbis added that you can't go more than 2,000 amos, 2,000 cubits, which is approximately 4,000 feet, which is approximately 2/3 of a mile. Okay? Give or take. Now, you have to understand like this. The purpose was that a person is not traveling all over the place on Shabbos. You stay in your place and you connect with God. You connect with Hashem. Shabbos is supposed to be the time. You stay with your family. You're not going on trips all over the place. Right? If you want a vacation, make sure you're in a specific spot. Now, if you're in the city, you've got 2,000 amos, or cubits, outside of the city limits, meaning outside of the last house of the city. However, if you're, let's say, you've kind of made yourself at home, someplace which is outside of the city, you're in the middle of the wilderness or something like that, you have 2,000 amos in any direction for the place you are. Now, let's understand like this. Let's say a guy, you're in this little city. Here's your city, and you're a dot over there, somewhere in the city. You've got 2,000 amos this direction, 2,000 in this direction. However, let's say you need to get to this place over here on Shabbos. So what you're going to need to do is, what you're probably going to do is set up for yourself that your domain is not here. You'll either stay over here before Shabbos, or you will leave food, which kind of represents your home in that spot. And then what's going to happen is, this becomes where you are stationed, and therefore you have 2,000 amos from this spot in either direction. But this, you can't go to. So you won't even be able to go into that city. You will only be able to go from there till there. I mean, you'll stay at the edge of the city. But that once you set up an Eruv over here, you really are theoretically saying, this is not where I'm living. I'm living here, and I'm happen to be, when I'm over there, I walk to the edge of my 2,000 amas. You follow me? And then you have from here and here. This becomes your main station when you set up this thing called Eruv Tchumen. Now, yes, you have a question.
What happens if, like, let's say you have your city, and then right next to it, you have another city.
Right next to it?
Like another major city. You just...
So that you can only go 2,000 amas into that city. Meaning to say, if the city is, let's say the next city.
What does that call cities? Like,
let's say here's your city where you live, and this next city is over here. You have within 2,000 amas of there. That's all you have. That's it.
yeah, but what?
You can only
what
go into that
called
place.
Cities. Like,
Village? I don't know what you want to call it. The bottom line is, you'll have from there. Now, if you want, you could set up. You didn't have to set up the 2,000 amas. Let's say you wanted to set up the thing. Even, let's say instead of setting up the tchum over there, you want to set up, let's say, you're able to set it up in ways that you're only going to have, let's say you placed it, you set up your Eruv over there, 1,000 amas. You set up the Eruv instead of 2,000. Then you'll have from here 2,000 this direction into that next city, let's say. And then you'll have 1,000 over there, and that's it. Because that place, wherever you set it up, becomes your domain. Not really where you're, kind of like where your house is. But for Shabbos, your domain is where you set up that Eruv. Either you station yourself, or you put food there.
You can walk an extra 2,000.
That's right. You could to that place, you can walk 2,000 amas beyond that point.
So you could walk 4,000 amas.
But you can't go back.
No, you can't walk 4,000 amas.
But you can't go back.
Oh yeah, you can walk 4,000 amas. If you stay at the edge of the city, so to speak, you can walk 4,000 amas. Which again, is only going to be 2/3 of a mile.
Okay.
It's not that far.
So what do we do in our cities? I mean...
No, the city you can stay within your city, but Tchum is talking about outside of your domain, outside of your city. But the city itself is not...
Are you allowed to walk from one end, like a regular Eruv? Are you allowed to walk into another Eruv? Let's say another...
Only if the Eruv has people that live in that area, live within it. So the city didn't end.
No, I'm saying, you have an Eruv.
Yeah, but as long as there's houses, as long as there's a continuum of houses, the houses continue. Yes.
Did you let him walk from Cleveland Heights to Wycliffe?
Yes, you can. As long as there's houses all along the way, you can walk there. Okay?
Can I walk from my area?
I don't know. Now you ask me. It depends. The problem with Yeshiva Lane is going over that highway. That highway is an empty area. There's an empty big space. It's called crossing a very big Rosh Hashanah, which gets in the way, and that kind of like blocks us.
People walk to Yeshiva Lane.
Actually, it's not even a problem with Rosh Hashanah. It's a problem of you just outside of the Tchum. That breaks the Tchum.
On Simchas Torah, a bunch of Bachos walk to Yeshiva.
I don't know. You have to figure out how to do that. You can't carry anything. You gotta work out the details of that.
All right.
All right, there's an interesting story that's brought down by the Sefer Shari Yitzchak, which is a story that takes place almost more than 1,200 years ago. It tells over about there was a man who wanted to go to Hebron, or he went to Hebron to daven, and on his way back to where he was going to go, he had to pass through this desert. And to go alone, he was very scared, but he got a caravan of Arabs that were going to take him along, and he paid them a lot of money that they would stop for Shabbos, and he wouldn't have to travel in the midbar, in the desert, outside of the Tchum, without there being a place that he'd be allowed to travel. So in short, when it came Shabbos, they kept going. They said, tough luck, stay here in the desert by yourself. Either come with us, or we keep going. We're going to keep your money anyway. So a miracle, Hashem sent a lion, and the lion stayed with this guy a whole Shabbos. You might have heard this. It's like a legend almost. And
what was it again?
I don't know. Bottom line is, there was this lion there was this lion, and the lion waited with him, kind of protecting him a whole Shabbos. And then Mitzvah Shabbos he got on the lion, and the lion like kind of gave him a hint, climb on top of me. It took him all the way to catch up to the caravan, and gave those guys of that caravan a big scare. But you learn a tremendous lesson. A guy has Meiser Nefesh, for a mitzvah, Hashem will take care of that person.